So is this taking creative liberty a bit too far? Or what is art if there is a Lakshman Rekha? Let's throw this open to our panel of experts. And we have the finest panel of experts joining me on the broadcast. I have Samakhya Idmarku. Samakhya Cinema Sam, our in-house film expert. Amir Raza Hussain, actor and director. Adwaita Kala, author and screenplay writer. Nasir Abdullah, actor. Malvika Avinash is an actor and BJP leader. And Malvika Avinash, I want to begin by asking you, Madam, what is your objection to Saif Ali Khan playing Ravan? Why are you so unhappy?
See, who am I to decide which actor plays what character? What I am concerned is the manner in which characters that are from our history, characters that represent us, in many ways characters that we are, even after 10,000 years as a civilization, is what Ramayana is. The least a director or a writer can do, if the intent is to make Ramayana in a new format or in a new interpretation, is to research. You don't have to understand Samskrita, read Valmiki. Ramayana is available in all languages. In Kannada, Kuvempu is written. There is Kambar for Tamil. There is Tulsidas for Hindi. In every language possible that one can think of, there is Ramayana available. Valmiki is Ramayana itself. One can read up where there are details of how every character looked and behaved and what every character did. So all of this is recorded history.
So what is wrong with this? What is wrong with this Ravan, ma'am? Quickly, before I can bring in my other guests, what is wrong with this character of Ravan?
Is it not in your face? Everything that's wrong with this Ravana. Where is the Janayu? He's a Brahmin, no? Where is the Janayu? Why is his forehead empty? Why has he got a beard? Why is he wearing leather jackets? Why is he flying some crazy animal? I don't know what that is, animal or bird or whatever. What is the intent? Is the intent to take creative liberty as far as misrepresentation of history? I am an actor too. If it was somebody's own story, a matter of fiction, then we have no objection. They can portray whoever the way they feel like. But if it is indeed Ramayana, then I am sorry, you go by the book.
You have to go by the book, Nasir Abdullah. You've heard Malvika Avinash. She's written that this character may look like some Turkish tyrant. He clearly is not Ravan.
Okay. Gentlemen, ladies, here's the deal. Nobody knows what Ravan really looked like. They didn't have any cameras, etc. They know
no.
Please, madam. Okay, I take my words back. I take my words back. Okay, I will read the book. Can you ask her to let me speak or I go home? Okay. So, we know for certain that he had 12 heads. And from what the photos I have seen, that... Oh, madam! Oh, come on, Sawant. Can you get her to let me speak?
If you do not know the subject,
I mean, you're enjoying yourself, I can see.
I mean, he had 10, not 12, but go on, sir. Minor detail, but go on, sir.
See, now you're again. You see, this happens on the channel. If someone like me speaks, either one of the guests or you yourself will trip me and I'll not be allowed to speak. So what am I supposed to do? You want me to toe the line?
You are representing Bollywood. Sir, you are representing Bollywood.
No. I'll say it differently.
You are representing Bollywood and you say Ravan had 12 heads. We'll go with that, sir. It's
oh my
Bollywood,
God,
sir.
11. Oh my God. See, we will never get anywhere like this.
Of course.
We will never reach anywhere. Can I start afresh?
Yes, please.
Can I start afresh? Madam, please control yourself. I've been waiting for half an hour to show off. So enjoy your soup. Enjoy your soup or whatever you're having. I do not think it is right for anybody from anywhere unless there is a strict, a very strong contradiction about the story, etc. How a person looks should not be made an issue. You say Turkish, Babar looked actually a Mongolian. He's supposed to have seen the paintings, then I've seen later one where he looks more Muslimi, more Indian, more Persian. But I don't think that is an issue. It's a no-brainer.
Let me take this to Amir Raza Hussain.
Let me take
this to Amir Raza Hussain.
Thank you for interrupting me.
No, let me take this only Amir Raza Hussain.
Thank you for interrupting me.
A Ravan that looks like Taimur, a Ravan that looks like Babar or Khilji. Amir Raza Hussain, you've been here in this industry for so long, sir. Is this artistic freedom or is this crossing the Lakshmana Rekha, sir?
So I don't know where the Lakshman Rekha is, but certainly one must conform to certain preconceived notions of what Ram, Ravan, Lakshman, Sita would perhaps be in the Indian mind. You know, we all as children have heard, read Ramayana. Everybody has an idea of what the battle would look like, what Ayodhya, what Lanka, what Chitrakoot, what all these places look like. We'd all have an idea. But that idea somehow is very, 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 very similar across north, south, east, west. There is a very similar kind of memory or an experience which we have of the Ramayana or the Mahabharata or of the looks. Now, I'm not saying Arun Govil was the greatest looking Ram that we have seen. He was in fact very plastic and looked like a cutout. But that's perhaps what the director wanted to portray him as. This director, I don't know what he has in his mind, and I think, you know, when you judge a book by its cover, obviously there's a problem. When you judge a 2.5-hour movie by 1 hour and 45 minutes, 1 minute and 45 seconds, there is a problem. But what I actually feel is that, yeah, these special effects which you're showing are pathetic. They are nothing like what the Indian imagination is of Ram. The Pushpak Viman is certainly in our collective imagination is nothing like what the Pushpak Viman shown here or the special effects shown here.
Okay.
Now, what I'm saying is that there is, in everything, there is a great deal of you can give a director, a script writer, a great deal of latitude, but there is a point where that latitude ends.
Okay.
There is no question that there is not a Lakshman Rekha.
Okay.
There is a Lakshman Rekha in this. You can't go. Now, my Lakshman Rekha may be different, Gaurav, to your Lakshman Rekha. That is all I can say.
Fair enough.
But certainly,
but the society's
I can't
collective,
comment on
Lakshman Rekha.
But I can comment on the special effects which are pathetic.
Special effects are pathetic, and I'll come to Sam. I'll come to Sam in just a moment on that aspect. But Adwaita, should this be seen as artistic freedom? Because none of us have actually seen Ravan, as Nasir Abdullah puts it. You know, in his imagination, Ravan has 12 heads and not 10. But Raman and Sagar visualized him in a certain way, and Saif Ali Khan perhaps is portraying him entirely differently.
Well, yes. I mean, you know, first of all, I don't quite agree with Mr. Miraza Hussain, highly respected, of course, in his field, with the idea of a collective imagination. I don't think any such thing exists. I think we all, when we have our imagination, can be a very personal thing. There may be an accepted definition or an accepted norm or a visual, but it cannot be collective in that sense. It's just something that maybe is we are familiar with or is familiar to us.
So it's okay for Ravan to look like Babar or Taimur?
You know, I mean, here's the thing, Gaurav. You know, it is a question of, first of all, should a Ramayana be made in this present era? Most certainly. I think it's very important that the new generation should also, you know, fewer kids are reading, fewer kids are getting into, you know, scriptural study in the way they were in the past. So this is also a means of introducing a younger generation to the Ramayana.
All the more reason why it can't have a crazy looking bat crossed with a dragon as Pushpak Viman. Because in their imagination, that will be the Pushpak Viman.
I'm getting to it. I think the complaint that you can have with this particular version, and again, I want to add a caveat that this is only about 1 minute 45 seconds, so we don't know. But whatever we've seen so far, based on that, I would say that my issue with this on a creative level is that it looks extremely derivative. It looks like it's been inspired by the Marvel universe, by a little bit of Game of Thrones, by even an older film, Land of the Apes.
Yeah.
And a combination of these films has been used as an influence, so it does lack a sense of originality, and
it lacks originality. Okay, Sam, can I quickly bring you in?
As well.
Okay.
But I do not see the aim to offend.
Okay,
in this
is
particular
it
thing.
aim to offend? And I'll come to
where
Malvika
I draw
Avinash on that
my
aspect
Lakshman
in
Rekha.
just a moment.
That's my Lakshman Rekha.
Okay, it should not offend is your Lakshman Rekha. What are netizens saying on this aspect of originality, Sam? VFX, you know, as Adwaita also points out, and as Amir Raza Hussain also says, does it actually look like a cheap copy of Avengers or the Game of Thrones?
I totally agree with you, Gaurav, on that, because netizens have been trolling Adipurush since the trailer, since this teaser came out, and for very obvious reasons. It looks pathetic, as Amir Raza Hussain said. The graphics looks pathetic. It has taken elements from Game of Thrones, Harry Potter, Avengers, but very poor version. And that's not the problem. The problem is not that they copied elements from these movies. After spending 500 crores, the teaser ends up looking like Alif Laila or Hatim or Sonpari.
Yeah.
They had just one thing to do, VFX, because the story department is locked. They had the greatest story of India, Ramayana.
Yeah.
They didn't have to work on that. They had the story there. They just had to focus on the VFX, and this is what they gave us. It's a shame. It's a shame.
So is this what, I mean, are desperate to make a quick buck, but Malvika Avinash, you know, whether it is Ramayana or Mahabharata, the characters of Arun Govil as Maryada Purushottam Sri Ram or Nitish Bharadwaj as Yogeshwar Sri Krishna, that's still with us. Are you objecting, you know, to this Turkish invader? Turkish tyrant is the word you used, ma'am. Does Ravan look, you know, in some scenes, and I'm just being told there, in some scenes he is wearing a tripund. So why can't, you know, the film industry have the liberty to imagine Ravan as you put it, as a Turkish tyrant, ma'am?
Valmiki's Ramayana, Tulsidas's Ramayana, Kambar's Ramayanam, Ramayana Darshanam of Kuvempu, there are umpteen texts which are available which detail how these people looked and behaved, what was their language, what was their body language, what was their height, what was the color of the skin, how did their eyes look. Everything is available. You just have to research, or else, better still, go back and watch N.T. Rama Rao's Sri Ramayana Darshanam. Watch S.V. Rangarao as Ravana. Watch Dr. Rajkumar in Kannada, in Bhukailasa. You will know how they looked, because these are taken from those very texts. The simple thing for the director to have done creatively is to research a bit. Go as far as Indonesia. I am a dancer. I have seen Indonesian ballets on Ramayana and how beautiful they are. The least you can do is respect your history. Na? Do a bit of research and respect it. Why bring about all these juvenile VFX effects?
Juvenile VFX, making a mockery of Ramayana. Nasir Abdullah, Purana. You know, this is what the Hindi film industry needs to do. Invest a little in research to be treated as credible, instead of almost every guess is it's cheap VFX, sir. Nasir Abdullah.
Oh yeah, okay, here's the deal, sir. What I feel right now is happening is that certain people, just a few, like a dozen people, are getting upset, and they're saying, oh, everybody's upset, there's a lot of anger and whatever. Please let them watch the film. Let the producers have a smile. Let them find out. Let the public decide. Half a dozen people going on and on about how he looks, body language and all. There are liberties. Sri Krishna, there was a TV serial on him, and he was a dark-skinned boy as a youngster, and he complained to his mother, also Yashoda, why am I dark? Why is Balram so? But in the actual serial which I saw, he was fair as milk. So
Okay.
what is the big deal? I don't understand. Why do people in advance destroy a film? This is a conspiracy, and I hate this idea. I think it's very mean. I think it's very cheap.
Okay, you said it's a conspiracy to destroy a film.
No,
fair enough.
Let the
Amir
public
Raza
decide.
Hussain,
Let
fair
the
enough,
public
sir.
decide. That's what I'm saying.
Fair enough,
Why
sir. Let
are
the
you
public
telling the
decide.
public in advance?
Okay.
Why are you frightening the public in advance?
Okay, the
Why
public
are
is being
you
frightened
demeaning a
in
film
advance. Sir, you
Wait
made that
for
point.
The public.
Perfect.
This
Amir
is a
Raza Hussain,
democracy.
it's not just
If
about
half a
the...
dozen
Okay.
people cannot
I
decide how
know,
the film should
everything.
look or cannot criticize, then they may not
But I've
well
given you all
scare
the
people
examples I
either.
had to.
What
Okay.
worth are we? Half a dozen people. We
Okay.
aren't any worth, right?
Yeah,
According
half a
to-
dozen
So
people.
why is it getting
Amir
scared?
Raza Hussain, it's not just about the
Everyone can
character
have an
of
opinion.
Ravan looking
I
like a
can, you
Turkish
can, anyone
tyrant, you know, maybe a Temur or a Babar or a Khilji, but look at the Pushpak Vimano, look at Lord Hanuman's depiction. Goswami Tulsidas describes Hanumanji in the Hanuman Chalisa, and if I may, you know, Kanchana Barana Biraje Subhesa, Kanana Kundal Kunchit Kesha, Hath Vajra or Dhwaja Viraje, Kandhe Munj Janeyu Saje. So you know, there is a depiction of Lord Hanuman. The character in this film, does it look anything like that in your appreciation, sir?
So, of course, the first point I want to make is that the characters that are depicted in Valmiki's Ramayana and the characters that are depicted by Tulsidas are miles apart. Lord Hanuman plays a very limited role in Valmiki's Ramayana, while as in Tulsidas's Ramayana, he's got a huge role to play. So I think, as the lady Malvika said, that you know there are so many texts to research from, but each text has different layers, each text has different understandings. Now there are some things which, where, as Mr. Abdullah put it, it's very difficult for us to go by the look of Ravan, the look of Ram. Now I personally think, and without giving any offense to anyone, I personally think that the characters which were projected in the TV serial by Ramanand Sagar were single-dimensional. They look like cardboard cutouts.
Okay.
And,
but you know, that is your individual opinion. Lakhs of people touch their feet even today. I am sorry, sir, even 30 years later, people are touching Arun Govill's feet. So people at large, you know, they may be different from Advaita, from Amir Raza Hussain's, you know, point of view.
People are touching Arun Govill's feet.
Even today,
people are touching
Advaita.
Arun Govill's feet because they had nothing else as a comparison. They have no Ram as a comparison to Arun Govil. So they have accepted.
Sir, there have been movies on Ram, on Maryada Purushottam Shri Ram,
you know, Ram is not one-dimensional.
Even before
Ram
that.
is not two-dimensional. Ram is a five-dimensional character. And those dimensions haven't come out at all in that TV serial.
In Tanaji, Saif was Udaybhan Singh Rathore, a Mughal commander in Tanaji. Is he looking the same as an Islamic invader, you know, even in this same look? No experimenting with a new look, it seems, Sam?
I agree. The laziness of the cast, the director, is quite evident in this teaser. It's the same director of Tanaji, and the look of Saif Ali Khan is similar. Even the abs of Prabhas are VFX. I don't know who has put any effort in this movie. We were all waiting for this one, but it's looking like a damn squib.
Okay. So you're saying it's very lazy, better research needed, Advaita? You're a you know, you're an author, you're a screenplay writer, better research needed in future?
Well, you know, I want to say that a screenplay writer has very little to do with the actual look of the character. This would be a world that was visualized by the director and along with the costume designer. And not that I'm not deflecting from the onus that a screenplay writer holds, but it's very limited. based on what the feedback is coming in right now. So thankfully, you know, the writers cannot be blamed at this point of time. We'll have to watch the film to see what they've actually done with the plot or whether they've used their own imagination. This is definitely a feedback. I think, you know, you know, people can respond to a film.
Okay.
There's too little to go by anything really beyond just the look of the film, and it's clear that people have not liked it.
Okay.
But I still don't see any intention to offend in this.
Fair enough. We shall wait and watch. To all my guests, many thanks for joining me on this India Today discussion. I have run out of time on this part of the show.